Very good day. We are driving a Porsche 930 Targa. Not just any 930 Targa. RWB. So it's been about 6 months since I've last driven an air-cooled 911. You can see that video on our channel. But as you can see, it's not just any air-cooled 911. This is RWB number 8 in Canada, White Walker. First thing you notice about this car is just how damn loud it is. Holy crap. Custom exhaust, it's got racing fuel injectors, obviously the 3.2 liter flat 6 engine that you've come to know and love out of a Porsche 911. No power steering, no assists whatsoever, just completely raw. Untamed. God, that sound is awesome. It's not so refined, it's just more aggressive, it's got more character to it. It's got more toning, and you can hear each individual cylinder firing. Just fantastic, really cool experience.
Yes, it is true. The Porsche 911 is already a beautiful car to begin with. We all know this. But when White Walker rolls up, it can be intimidating to be around, as there's just so much more visual information to take in. If there's one thing I noticed from my experience today and during Nakai's build, it's that this car is just as fulfilling to lock your eyes onto as it is to get behind the wheel and begin rowing through the gears. It's so much more than just a car. It carries a soul, a personality, a presence, both while still and in motion. Whatever you want to call it, it's undeniable.
Like I was saying, in terms of modifications, Sid's gone ahead and put racing fuel injectors, so that's why you get that really mean pops. It's like gunshots going off back there. I mean, you hear this car from outside when it's passing, you would not believe how loud it can get. There's nothing like a flat 6. There's absolutely nothing like it. This is a classic right here. We don't get to drive very many older cars like this too from the 80s. So originally Sid, the owner of this car, actually contacted us because he was a fan of the show. He watched our videos. He was from around Vancouver, and he wanted local video producers, local talent to come by to cover his build. I mean, we were totally flattered. We're like, by all means, we will come down for a couple days, come down to meet Nakai-San. I mean, this is potentially a once-in-a-lifetime experience, right? So we went ahead and did that. It was an amazing experience just watching the guy work, watching this entire car come together. You gotta say to yourself, I mean, what is this car? Sure, it started off life as an ordinary 930 Targa, And now you look at it today, it's completely transformed. You drive this car down the street, I mean, people are whipping out their phones, stopping to say hi, stopping to take pictures, asking you if they can sit in it, all that kind of stuff that comes along with a supercar. But I mean, this is one of one. This is the only one of this car. So in terms of other modifications, suspension and whatnot, obviously Nakai goes to great lengths, if you didn't already know this, to really tune the suspension so the cars do not rub. His cars, I mean, it takes a long time for these cars to rub. And so this one has torsion bars from a Porsche 930 Turbo versus the standard Targa ones.
Another unforgettable design trait of this car that also aids in the overall driving dynamic on the road is the shape of the headlights and how they flow into Nakai's fenders up front. It may not seem like a big deal, but when you're placing the car into a corner, that extra bit of confidence in your steering comes from knowing exactly where those front wheels are at all times.
The interior is crazy small. People don't know until you really sit in an air-cooled 911 just how small they really are. It's like thunder. So the torque of this engine, kind of around 4,000 RPM, is really where it picks up. This is, sure, it doesn't have 400 horsepower, 500 horsepower. Who needs that when you have that sound back there? A rear engine car, flat six. There's nothing else like it in the world. This is a one-of-one build, something that took hours upon hours of dedication from Nakai-San and others. What an experience. Gears are really long, no power steering in a rear engine car like this is just the perfect combination. It's still light enough where you're not really muscling it through the corners. I mean, you are, but it's not overtaking your other focuses as a driver.
The headlights, the shifter feel, the lack of power steering, the pedal placement, and just the overall size of the car itself. They all work together flawlessly, and once you begin to realize that none would work as well without the others, you will appreciate what a sports car can be when it's brought to its full potential. It has yet to be seen what a stock 911 will do side by side on the same track with the same driver versus one of Nakai's builds. But you want to know something? That was the last thing on my mind throughout this entire drive.
If you go full lock on the steering, you are going to rub and you are going to hit the fenders, but that is the only case that we've come across so far. You can corner hard and you're not upsetting the chassis at all, you're not rubbing. Honestly, it's surprising. I would call this very surprising. Don't let anybody tell you that these cars are not driver's cars after Nakai's put his mark on it. It's absolutely not true. Very tough to heel toe. I mean, 911s are one of those cars that just, you really got to know the car and learn the car before you can really nail a good heel toe. The clutch is really easy. It's in a great position. At low speeds, sure, no power steering can be a bit of a pain. But once you're going, I mean, the shifts are smooth, the steering's great, visibility is fantastic. It's good too that the 930 is a small chassis to start out with, so even with these massive fenders, it still feels like a small sports car. It still feels like you can toss it around, and let me tell you, you have unlimited amounts of grip. Second gear. What is this? Ah, damn, that's fun. It is a rough world. It is definitely a rough world. You want a car to take on this world. There's no better car. I mean, this is a Porsche 930. I'm speechless right now. Thank you so much, Sid, for throwing me the keys. I mean, this is such a good day. This is an awesome day. This was the experience of a lifetime. Sid, I can't thank you enough. Seriously. So excited to film the rest of your cars, and this was an entire experience from beginning to end. Seeing the shell as it was, seeing it now, and being able to drive it. What a crazy experience. Thank you guys so much for watching. New videos every single Tuesday and Thursday. We got a podcast on iTunes that goes up every single Wednesday. That's a lot of fun. We'll have Sid on there as a guest pretty soon. Head on over to roadsandtravel.net to find all our content, as well as some bonus content as well. We'll see you next time.